guys, Hello Bella here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my experience being on Phentermine for about 30 days at this point. And I have been taking this little blue pill because I wanted to lose weight. I was previously taking Ozempic, and I was on that for about 10 months. And I had to transition to something that was cheaper because my insurance stopped the coverage of Ozempic, and I wound up paying about $400 a month for that. And so now I'm paying around $30 a month for Phentermine. That's including like my doctor's visit and the prescription. And so after a month of being on this, I kind of just wanted to share what it's been like, my side effects, what I've noticed, any appetite changes, and anything that could be relevant to you if you are starting to take Phentermine for weight loss. So my starting weight was 165.4, and I am 5 foot tall, so I lose weight very slowly, and I don't typically lose more than 3 or 4 pounds a month. That's when I'm trying everything I can try and, being really strict. But I did wind up weighing 162.6. That was towards the end of the month, and then when I went to my doctor visit, he said that I had lost 3 pounds. So he said that he was happy with that. Basically, I don't have as much pounds to lose as other people, but I'm still losing that same body fat percentage. So overall, the weight loss that I accomplished in the first month, I feel has been positive. When I was on Ozempic, I was only losing 1.5 to 2 pounds per month, and so with this, I've already lost 3 pounds per month. Phentermine makes food just not feel very appealing. It's one of those things that if you're not remembering to eat, you probably won't eat because you just don't think about food. You don't get hungry the same. After being on it for a couple weeks, my appetite has come back a little bit, like it's sort of leveled off, but I can honestly say that I can still go longer periods in between meals without thinking about food. The initial side effects were a lot of dry mouth, so I constantly have water with me, and that's something that I try to drink at least a pitcher of water per day. The first couple of days I had super dry mouth, like I could not drink enough water. Thankfully that went away after I'd say about a week or two. It leveled off, and now I'll notice it every once in a while, but it's not something that's major. So the thirst was a big one, and then the second day that I was on it, I threw up. And I'm not really sure why. It could have been anything really. It could have just been my body adjusting to the medication. I really didn't eat much that day, and I kind of wonder if that had something to do with it, just not having anything on my stomach. But I did throw up on the very second day of taking it, but I haven't had any issues past that. I haven't had any nausea, I haven't had any craziness. I'll say the major side effect that you'll get from this drug is feeling jittery, feeling anxiety, feeling, like basically your heart's beating really, really fast. And that's something that if you already have an underlying anxiety, that it may be not the best idea to take this. I do have some anxiety, but I am taking a medication for that, so I felt like it was under control. And I'll say there was 1 or 2 days where I felt like, I was just couldn't stop moving, was all over the place, feeling nervous, feeling agitated, and feeling kind of angry. But overall, I haven't seen those symptoms persist. It's mostly just been the initial couple of days that I was taking it. It's sort of, it does speed up your metabolism, it speeds up your heart rate. And so one of the things that I had to do initially before I could even get this medication was I had to get an EKG from my doctor's office, and they also had to check my blood pressure. So if you have any issues with your heart or your blood pressure, they're more than likely not going to be giving you Phentermine because it speeds you up. But I know a lot of people have been taking it with good luck. I've got several friends who are on it, and it's just a battle if you're trying to lose weight and you're doing everything that you can and you're still not losing weight. I don't see anything wrong with using modern medicine to help. There's so much stigma around weight loss and weight loss products, and there's a lot of us who have struggled with weight our whole lives and just not been successful on our own. So at this point, I'm just doing anything I can to get to a healthy weight, and I'm not going to worry about what anyone else thinks about it. I'm just going to do it because I know it's what's best for me. Another thing about the jitteriness is that if you drink caffeine or coffee or any kind of soda, even diet soda, it still has the caffeine, you'll want to either cut that out or dramatically reduce it. Otherwise, you will feel the jitters like crazy. I drank a cup of coffee one time while being on this medication, and it was a terrible mistake. I felt so much anxiety. I just felt like I had, something was crazy. Everything was and my mind was firing, my body. So I don't recommend taking caffeine or drinking caffeine while you're on Phentermine. I have cut out coffee completely, which has been about 30 days without coffee. I've been drinking coffee for like 15 years, so it's kind of crazy that I've cut that out as a basically side effect of being on Phentermine, and I'm curious to see if I'll continue to cut that out after I get off of Phentermine. And that's a good transition in terms of how long I plan on being on this medication. On my last visit with my doctor, he said we could do this for a couple of months and see, what my progress is. It's a medication that was initially approved for people to be on for 90 days or 3 months, and I see a lot of people that stay on it for longer, and you'll even have some obesity physicians basically say that you can take it for maintenance. You can take it like every other day or take it once or twice a week, basically a way to keep the weight off. And if you're like me, anytime that I am basically not on any kind of weight loss medication, I have an issue with thinking about food constantly. I've also been told by my doctors that I am insulin resistant. So one of the things that the doctor kind of recommended is to eat a high protein diet and just try to get as much protein as I can because it will make me feel full for longer. And I've struggled with that quite a bit because I've been having, issues with like food aversion and like smelling different things. Like we made some turkey burgers and stuff and chicken, and it just doesn't seem appealing to me right now. And so I'm kind of having to force myself to eat some of that stuff that I'm just really, normally I would feel fine about eating that, but just right now I've just kind of developed an aversion to it. So I'm hoping that that will go away in time. As far as my plans to be on Phentermine, I just think that I'm going to stick with it as long as my doctor thinks that it's safe and okay, and as long as I'm making progress, because right now I'm like 162, 163, and I am so close to being in the 150s. Like I haven't seen the 150s in a long time. Like I don't know if I thought I would ever see that number again. And I remember when I was 21 or 22, I had weighed like 145, and I thought I was so fat. Like I thought I was huge, and I'm like, now I would give anything to be that weight. So, it's just kind of funny the things that you put into perspective as you kind of gain weight and lose weight. But at this point, I'm really enjoying not thinking about food, and I'm really trying to stay active, try to go to the Y. We go to different classes at the YMCA. We walk, we go out in the yard and do projects. We're about to start a major project in our backyard, so I have a feeling there will be a lot of sweaty days coming up forward. I helped my cousin move like 2 days ago, and we spent all day like outside moving stuff, and it was like 90 something degrees in the Alabama humidity. So I'm definitely staying active, and I'll say that Phentermine definitely helps with that as well. If you are somebody like me who has like low energy and you struggle with fatigue even when you've slept, I would definitely check out Phentermine because it can help your energy level. It's made me more motivated to go to the gym, and it's actually made me more motivated in like a lot of other areas. I find that if one area of your life is going particularly well, it leads to other areas like improving as well, because you've got that motivation and like that basically momentum going that you didn't have before. So that's one of the things that I just want to keep losing weight no matter how I do it, if I do it naturally or if I do it with the help of any kind of medication. I've been counting calories for about 200 days at this point, and I can definitely say that that's helped me with my weight loss because it keeps me accountable, and it also just kind of puts everything into a number and a metric that I can understand. It doesn't have to be good food, bad food. It's basically just like, these are the numbers, this is your allotment for the day, and if you overspend or if you go too far in one direction, that later on in the week you'll have to eat less. So one thing that I've tried to do is just try to be consistent with that, weigh and measure everything that I'm eating in grams, and I do that using a food scale, and that has helped me a lot just because I'm able to see visually like the numbers of what I'm consuming. So since January, I've lost 12 pounds, and I did a little calculation, and it's about 7% of my body weight that I've reduced since January, and so I'm really proud of that. I know that a lot of people say 12 pounds is not very much weight, but when you're really short and you already don't weigh that much, it's definitely significant in terms of your BMI and in terms of just my waistline in general. I can tell even my arms have started getting smaller. Like, I'm starting to see just little changes here and there that I'm really happy with. In terms of my body, I'm seeing that my waist is slimming down. I'm losing that stomach and that visceral fat, you know, that's around your hips and your waist. And I'm starting to see just every little thing that I try on is getting like looser and looser. This shirt I bought, and I think it's a medium or a large, and I bought it, you know, from the thrift store for like $3 or $4, and it's really too big. I mean, I'm gonna have to start trying things on because my perception of myself and the reality are two very different things. I'm still seeing myself as that bigger version of myself, and so it's gonna take some time to kind of get the mind-body connection going. But I do think that overall, I've just tried my best to be kind to myself and not be too strict on any one thing. If I go out or hang out with my friends or go out to eat, I'm not, you know, just obsessively saying no to myself. I'm just trying to be mindful of everything that I do and do everything in a balanced way. But with the help of Phentermine, I've definitely felt like it has been a game changer in terms of keeping my appetite down, because with Ozempic, one of the things is it makes you nauseous if you eat, and so I would almost feel scared to eat, and it was kind of like, you know, I knew that there would be consequences if I ate something bad, and that's the way that it sort of kept me from wanting to eat. But with Phentermine, I feel like it really just makes you not think about food or care about food. It just kind of makes you just, you know, go, and you don't really worry too much about food. And, you know, you have to be careful with that because I feel like this kind of thing could be addicting. I know a lot of people wind up getting like addicted to Adderall because you just feel like this euphoria and you feel like basically you can get everything done. I don't want to get to the point where I am feeling like I need to rely on that. It's something that I've always been really wary of medicine in general, because I see a lot of people who have their lives ruined by medicine. Medicine can help you, but definitely can hurt you as well. And so that's why I'm doing all of this under the care of a physician. I wouldn't recommend like trying to order this online or trying to order it from another country. This is a prescribed medicine. This is not a medicine that you can get off of Amazon. So I know that somebody will ask me that, but going forward, I think I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing, and hopefully I'll lose some more weight in August. But July was really good. I'm really thrilled with the results that I got. I had a particularly stressful month, a lot of things going on. Got some family issues, some health issues going on in my family. I'm going to continue taking it as long as it continues working for me. And if you guys have any questions, you can always leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. But for now, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care until then.